Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your favourite mortgage broker here, Sam Norris. So it's been a bit of a fun week with with everything to do with the lockdown here in the UK and the coronavirus, and I've been hearing this phrase quite often: business as usual. That is the biggest amount of bullshit that I have ever heard, and I work in finance. Okay, so it's like the biggest industry when it comes to bullshitting. And I actually commented on a Twitter post that I saw that said it's business as usual. This is coming from like lenders basically. It's not necessarily coming from all sectors of the market, but we're getting lots from lenders saying it's business as usual, we're lending money, it's business as usual. And my comment actually was, if this is business as usual, then your usual business sucks ass, because right now it is horrible. I'm finding it very, very difficult to get pretty much any transactions through at the moment. It is a really, really difficult market from a lending perspective. Lenders are not accepting new applications, quite a lot of them now. We're finding it really hard to get valuations done. The government last Thursday said that they were no longer recommending that internal valuations were taking place, which means most of the market is not conducting in-person internal valuations of properties, which is causing just a massive slowdown, a huge slowdown, and a massive bottleneck in the process of getting finance. We've seen lenders left, right, and centre lowering their loan to values. We've seen them changing their products, increasing rates, pulling certain types of products. One of the first big ones that I saw was Foundation Home Loans took away their serviced accommodation product. That's my favourite lender to go to for serviced accommodation. They took my product away. But given the circumstances, serviced accommodation has been one of the biggest hit sectors of the property industry, and so it was completely justified, I think, that was no longer a product that they wanted on their product sheets. That's fair enough. But now we're seeing HMO products being pulled, multi-unit block products being pulled as well. And as I said, loan to values getting shrunk down to as little as 60%, with a huge amount of lenders now. So basically, if that's business as usual for you, then as I said, your business really sucks. For me, we're trying to make the best that we possibly can do. We're looking at the pipeline of business that is currently going through. So if you're post valuation, and we're just trying to get offers out and trying to get the legal work tied up, whether it's remortgaging or purchasing, that's where the focus is. And obviously it's looking after current clients, and lenders are taking that initiative as well. And a lot of the ones that are shutting up shop in terms of new applications, at least we are seeing that they are they're putting a lot of time and effort into the applications that they currently have. There are some lenders that are changing the goalposts, moving the goalposts for pre-offer applications, lowering loan to values and stuff like that. It's not nice, but it's unfortunately it is what a lot of lenders feel that they need to do to keep their risk profile, to where it needs to be. So just a ton of stuff that's going on in the market at the moment that's really, really crazy. And actually, we really are only very, very early days into this crisis, and as a result, I think it's really tricky for anyone, myself included, to have too much of an understanding just yet as to where we're headed and what damage, if any, there has been to our market in the last week or so. My gut tells me that the longer this goes on for, the longer we are in lockdown, the more damage to the lending market we're going to see, and the harder it's going to be for lenders and banks to bring back the kind of loan to values, 75, 80, 85% that we've been used to, products such as serviced accommodation, HMO, multi-unit block products that we've been used to as well. The longer they're going to take to get those kind of products back to the market, which obviously is going to have a longer term effect on the property market as a whole, and actually what how quickly transactions and how many transactions are going to take place. I mean, I think the positives are that certainly we haven't seen too much of a slowdown in terms of inquiries and interest on the residential side in terms of property transactions. I'm certainly still getting a lot of interest from my clients asking me, what can be done over the coming weeks and months. I'm really, really hopeful that we are going to see some innovation within the surveyor part of the market, with lenders working with surveyors to find ways of still doing valuations. Online valuations are pretty tricky to do in this kind of time because the data isn't really relevant to the mini market that we find ourselves in at the moment. So lenders are finding it difficult to get round those with their funders. But we shall see. I'm hoping that there's going to be some innovation, and I'm also really hopeful, as I said, that things will bounce back on the other end of things as well. So yeah, look, if you think this is business as usual, as I said, then you're gravely mistaken. Any lender that says that it's business as usual, I'm starting to get sick of hearing it, to be quite honest with you. But look, it's been a fun week. There's been lots going on, lots of questions asked, and many more answers needed. So look, if you're in property and you're wondering what to do, the best thing to do is just to keep up to date with everything that's going on in the news. Find opportunities where there are opportunities to be had, and look, most importantly, stay safe. You know, we're in a health crisis at the moment. This isn't an economic only crisis. It's due to health, and so the most important thing is as a country and as internationally, people are dying, and we need to focus on that as being the most important thing. But as a secondary, there are lots of other things you can do with your business if you are in property. It's a good time to take stock and think about your business and maybe plan for the future. So certainly things that you can be getting on with. But that's it for me. I wanted to give my 2p's worth when it came to this new phrase that we're hearing all the time, which is business as usual. I think I've pretty much summed up my thoughts on that. So if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. If you're listening to this on the Game of Loans podcast, please use the links in the show notes to contact me and ask me any questions that you may have. I'm all ears and happy to speak to any one of you. Look, everyone, stay safe, keep positive. We're going to get through this. See you on the next one.